Hey, I'm Lex.
And I'm Gibby, and welcome to another episode of Porch Swing People.
Each episode, we bring on a guest onto our virtual front porch to talk with them about whatever they want to talk about. What's going on in their present, stories from the past, or their dreams or aspirations for the future. We are so excited for our guest today because this is somebody who we have had on our minds since early in our podcasting days, right, Gibby?
Yep.
We had Devin on a long time ago. I mean, almost a year ago. We're coming up on our podcast being a year old in just a couple months. And Devin was one of our first guests. And he told us about somebody who meant a lot to him. As you recall, that was his girlfriend, Erin. And we said, we need to have this Erin on our podcast and talk to her directly. So today is that day, and we could not be more excited to have her on our podcast and also talk about the amazing questions that she has chosen to talk about.
Right on. Well, let's bring Erin on.
Let's do it.
Hello, y'all. How's it
Hey!
Good
Hello,
morning.
Erin. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's a little rainy over here, but not bad.
Really? Same over here.
Yeah.
So you live in the New York area?
Mm-hmm.
Greater New York area?
Yeah,
Right
the
on.
southern tier.
We have not had any rain where I'm at, and it's very sad.
I'm so sorry. A good sprinkle is nice.
Yeah.
Gotta
Cleans
dance in
everything
the
off.
rain a little bit.
You go out and dance in the rain?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
There you go.
I do too.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast this morning. We're so happy you're here. Can you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. It's super awesome that, you want to ask me some questions about myself, and hopefully I can give some interesting answers.
Of course.
I am originally a Long Islandite from the Strong Island, and came up to the southern tier for school and just kind of landed here. I met your lovely cousin, and we've been together for about 2 years.
Yay!
A little over 2 years in
that's
February.
So awesome.
Yeah. And I studied environmental studies and Spanish, and I worked a little bit in that field, and now I work for my local United Way doing marketing and volunteerism stuff. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's nice I wear a couple different hats, so I get to flex a couple different skills and strengthen.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And I'm living in an apartment with a roommate, a friend from college, and we're having a fun time. So.
And you have cats?
Currently I'm fostering one cat. So this is my little grumpy old man, Ashton.
How could that cat be grumpy?
So, okay. So currently I'm fostering Ashton because his mom is having a rough time and in between like a stable living situation. So she has a couple cats, and Ashton here does not do well with other cats. And as you know, Devin has 9 cats.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. 9. So even though they are the cat people and they have taken Ashton before, the thought was like, maybe not the best idea to have, because he was swatting at them all the time. He was just always grumpy and just like very on edge.
Yeah.
But so we thought better to have him over here because it's just my roommate and I. We don't have any pets, and this could be a better space for him for the time being. Turns out he's not a grumpy old man. He just likes all the attention on him. And,
oh my gosh, can I jump in? For the listeners, is he not looking straight up at your eyes right now?
Yep, he is.
Oh, yeah. He's a real sweetie pie. Yeah, apparently, so his mom, she found him. It was like after the 2011 flood. He just showed up and started following her around. And so she was like, okay, you're mine now. And so she was young at the time, so she would always like have him, like she would like cuddle him really close. So he learned that in order to be close to you, he would sit on your like face and neck. And now he's gonna leave me. That's okay. So whenever I like go to bed, he'll come up for snuggles and like sit directly on my face, which is not great for sleeping, but it is very sweet and cute.
That is so sweet.
How long have you been fostering?
So I think he's been here about a month, and he seems pretty comfortable and happy. He seems a little grumpy when I leave, so
So he
that's sad.
loves you. Yeah, he feels so safe with you.
Yeah,
Very
I really
cool.
hope
It's
so.
such a lovely story. I love that he's like, this is what I've been taught to do, so this is how I show my affection.
Exactly. And he's the same way with my roommate. Like she'll say, if I'm out of the house and she's home, she'll send me a picture of like him laying on her neck. And so he's really settled in. I appreciate that his mom is trusting us with her precious baby. It was her first cat.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have him, and we wish her the best as well, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Erin, share us a meal or a recipe that never fails you.
So, for those few who don't know me, I am a functional cook. I am not very I don't necessarily cook for flavor all the time, but I'm learning to get better at that. I've definitely had some weird recipes and combinations. There was one time in college that I like was getting something from the dining hall, and just like I knew I needed to hit the food groups, like a vegetable, a protein, that sort of thing. They had zucchini boats that had couscous and cranberries in them, and I got one because it was cheap. And so I was like, cool, great. And then I realized I don't have any. It covers almost everything. There was no protein really. So I put peanut butter on it because that was the thing I had. And then I was like, this kind of tastes weird. And whatever I do with things that taste weird, I just cover it in barbecue sauce. So I had a zucchini boat with barbecue sauce.
Are you Devin's girlfriend?
For sure, yeah. So that's one of the more wild combinations. I have not recreated that, but that's kind of the vibe.
Okay, so one more time. Zucchini boat, couscous in it with, you said raisins?
Yeah, raisins or cranberries.
Or craisins.
I use craisins in about half of what I eat.
Sauce. Me too. Now I put it in oatmeal all the time.
Oh, delicious.
Raisins. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's be specific.
I put it on my tacos. I put it in my salsas. I put it on my salads all the time.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
They're great. I mean, my grandmother used to have craisins, like a big bucket of craisins. So, love them.
And then you had a more recent recipe you were going to share?
Yeah, so I guess that was just my fun little, like, this is the type of food sometimes I eat, where I just throw together something. But the actual food that I think would be my go-to is just like a nice peanut butter toast. I had it for breakfast this morning. Because you can go chunky, you could go creamy, you can get like regular bread, you can get a fancier loaf.
Totally.
I like ones that have seeds in them.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah. And then I've recently learned that peanut butter and honey go together really well.
Yes, they do.
I've added that into the
Throw a banana in there.
Oh yeah, and a banana on top.
Hey, I've never heard of someone refer to themselves as a functional cook, which I know that's me. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just filling a void, and then I'm going to keep on moving.
Yeah.
Erin, when you called yourself that, I immediately thought of my dad too.
Cool. You know what? If it works, it works. I know my mom's kind of the same way. I know she'll be listening to this, so sorry, Mom.
There's nothing bad about it.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, and I'm here. I was fed very well, and I appreciate that. And we just gotta. Sometimes we have other priorities, and we just need to make sure that we eat food.
It's honestly really hard to meet all of your priorities all the time. So
yes.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but the way I look at it is anybody that I get to go, I'm going to love whatever they have. I'm not
Mhm.
picky. I just eat. So I'm not a
That is
foodie.
so true.
Yeah. I don't know if that's you, Erin, but
Yeah, I feel
I'm a
the same
functional
way.
cook.
Yeah, because I mean, if my standard is like down,
There you
down in
go.
the basement, then anyone else's cooking is great. So, you can
Oh,
always have me over for a meal because I will compliment your cooking.
that makes me feel so happy because I can't tell you how many times I've invited people over for dinner and made them box pasta with canned sauce, and I'm like, this is what we do here. We do
I love it.
pasta with sauce.
I think it
So,
always tastes good.
Mhm.
Erin, we will have you over for dinner next time you
Wonderful.
come to
Thank you
visit.
so much.
Tell us about the coolest mode of transportation that you've ever been on.
Well, so I'm sure there's so many cool modes of transportation. I was thinking about like boats and ferries and like you could think about the Space Needle. I've been in the Space Needle when I visited
Mhm.
my uncle who's right around the corner from you guys.
Yeah,
And that's a pretty cool mode of transportation if you think like it's transporting you up and down. So, but
true.
I kind of wanted to talk about bicycles because I feel very strongly about the beauty of a bicycle. I feel like that was the thing that kind of helped me break out of my little bubble of childhood into exploring the world was taking my bike out and riding it for longer than I would think my parents wanted me to and farther than they were probably comfortable with.
Or knew about.
Um, so
Your first
and
step of
yeah,
freedom. Yeah.
exactly. And so that I think even though it's like pretty basic, like a lot of people have, had their kid have a childhood bike and, you know, it's a staple of a lot of people have bikes in their house. But I think it's great because not only are you getting to where you need to go, but you're also getting some exercise and you get
Mhm.
I notice so many more things if I'm traveling by bike than if I'm in a car.
Yeah.
And you can notice the geese and the ducks crossing the road and
Yes. I
sitting
love
doing their
that.
thing. Yeah,
If you're noticing those things while you're driving a car, it gets a little dangerous sometimes.
exactly. I get concerned for myself driving because I love to look at things that are
Me
not in the
too.
road. And it's not the
Oh my goodness.
best. But if you're on a bike, you can look a little more because you're going a little slower. And I just have to say, we definitely need to do so much better with bike infrastructure. And our world is built around cars, which I really think is harming us in the long term because emissions. We're like more sedentary because we're using cars,
Mhm.
and not to say that cars are like a lot of times they can increase access for people and that's great. I
Mhm.
just think that the fact that in order to get to work or get to your doctor's appointments you need to have a car, especially if you're in a rural area, and that's not
Yeah.
great. And we need to do better with public transit, and we need to do better with making a safe space for bikes and like small wheeled vehicles
Yeah.
to ride on.
I
Yeah.
love that message, and it's so true. I remember when I was studying abroad on a small island that didn't really have any cars, and we got around by bicycle that entire time, and we all loved it. Being outside more, moving our bodies more, noticing nature more. There
Mm.
were literally no downsides to it, but the island was built for that because everyone was walking or biking. And then,
Mhm.
we want to bring those habits back home, but our space at home is not set up the same way. So I think that makes so much sense. And I love that you brought that on.
Yeah.
Erin, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Stripped down, basic, or accessorized? Your
For
bike.
bikes,
My
Yeah.
bike.
Her bike.
do you have a
Well, right
basket?
now, oh, you know what? I would really love to get, I forget, I don't know what it's called, but one of those racks on the back of the bike.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because right now, if I'm cycling to work, I've got the backpack on my back, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little heavy.
Yeah.
Um, So I would love to get one of those. I don't have one yet. I do have I have my like bike lock, and I'm actually just looking. My bike is right in the
Oh.
corner. I'm just looking at it right now.
I just thought you were like picturing it, but you're actually looking
No,
at it.
I'm actually looking at it.
Do you
I
have
don't
do you
have
need
a
a
bike.
bell?
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say, I would want one of the bells.
You
a
know
bell
how
would be great.
kids have those tassels? Like you stick them in the handlebars and the tassels on the
Mhm.
sides. You should get those.
You know what? I do have. It's so silly. So I guess for context, our United Way runs a community center, and it has a bike shop in it, which has this amazing program called Fresh Cycles, where if you don't have a mode of transportation, if you don't have a bike, you can come in, learn how to fix a bike,
Mm-hmm.
and you've gained these skills. And then at the end of it, since you've done a service of fixing up a bike, you get to keep the bike.
Oh,
And
right
it's
on.
a
That's
way
awesome.
to increase access to this important mode of transportation. For like some people, it's their only mode of transportation. And I think it's an amazing program. And we have it right in, like, it's not in our office, it's a separate, because it's the community center.
Mm-hmm.
So I work in a different office. But we have this resource within our organization, and I have still not gone to get help putting. I have a side view mirror that can go into
Oh, cool.
the
Yeah.
handle
Mhm.
so that you can see cars behind you. And it's I really would love to have it installed, because I can't figure out how to get my handlebar grips off to put the. I've had it for like a year and a half, and I still haven't put it on, and I
Oh, you
haven't been
need to
able
do
to.
that. Bring the tassels with you when you do it.
And the
Just one tassel.
tassels. One side for the side view mirror, and one side with a tassel.
Tassel over here.
Yeah, and then a
that's
little
really
bell.
smart accessory. Yeah, you do need a bell. I mean, when I'm out like on walking trails, the cyclists use their bells a lot. Erin, can you tell us about a challenge that you overcame that you are now grateful for?
With this question, I think the thought was, oh, I'm really glad I went through this and came out the other side. And
Mm-hmm.
this isn't exactly that. It's more like, I went through this and I'm not sure how I got to the other side, and it's unfortunate, and I know other people are going through this, so that's kind of just why I wanted to talk
Okay.
about it.
A disclaimer, sure.
Yeah. So when I was in like middle school and high school, I was just like very stressed all the time. I was doing a lot of extracurriculars, and like I had started a new sport. I was in swimming. And I think the transition between middle school and high school was difficult, on
It's
top
tough.
of the fact, yeah, on top of the fact that like my sister had just gone to college, and it was the first time that I was just kind of like alone in the house with my parents. And I had a close friend that had just stopped talking to me for no apparent reason. And I think just the combination of all these things was just like downhill from there. And it's middle school. Like, life just kind of sucks.
Bad enough. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
And-
transition too.
Exactly. And so I don't remember exactly how it started. I know part of it must be that, we socialize, people who were raised as women and like socialized a certain way, as much as we try not to say, oh, you need to be small and you need to fit a certain beauty standard, that sort of thing. My parents were very supportive, and they never put pressure on me in any way, but like the world still influences you.
Yeah.
So I think in that time frame, with all the stress that was happening, I developed a bad relationship with food. That it felt like food was the enemy, and not even necessarily because I wanted to look a certain way, but just because it gave me some control over my situation and my stress. And it doesn't really make sense, because it just adds more stress, because food is around you all the time and you need to eat to live. And you need to eat when you're being social. Like, food is a part of so many things, and it's great that it is. But at the time, it was just like this thing that I was always at war with, and it was awful because something nice like, oh, we're celebrating like an award ceremony and now we're going to go out for ice cream afterwards was very difficult, because I didn't want to let myself enjoy something like that because I should be stronger than that, as if like enjoying food with your family and friends is weak. That doesn't make sense, but to a brain that's trying to control everything around it, like, sure, it's going to make up random weird rules. So it was a very stressful time, and I know I was never diagnosed with anything, but I was a lot smaller than I should have been, like physically smaller. And like I lost my period for a period of time. Like all of high school I didn't have one.
Wow.
So it wasn't great. And
to put it lightly.
Yeah. So and I was just always upset, and it was not good. And so I appreciate I'm going to say, like, I appreciate my family putting up with me through that and like supporting me through that the best they could without, pushing me too much. And
so they
and
recognized what was going
I
on.
think they did. And it wasn't so severe that it was like life threatening and like they needed to do something, but it was just, your kid's going through something and you have to balance, like, I want to be supportive, but I don't want to push you too much because then you're going to push me away. Yeah. And like, I'm sure I was already doing that because teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By default.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what changed. I wish I could give some like magical advice for people that I know are also in the same place of being at war with your body and your mind. I wish I could give some advice of how I switched that up. But I think, so my senior year of high school is when the COVID-19 pandemic started. And it was in the middle of my senior year that we had the shutdowns and everyone was quarantining. And I know that was a horrible time for a lot of people. It was terrible for a lot of people's mental health and, of course, their physical health, especially if you got COVID. Like, terrible, terrible time. And our healthcare system was overrun and all of these terrible things. And we clearly did not have the support system in place. We still do not have the support system in place for people. So acknowledging that bit.
Yeah.
But I was home from school and I did not have all of the stressful things happening that I put myself under a lot of pressure to accomplish. And I was just hanging out with my mom a lot. And she's great. And
so that allowed you to relax and interesting.
And take the pressure off of yourself.
Yeah.
For a while.
And I was also getting into walking more, which I think that kind of plays into another piece that was important for me, was learning how to exercise, not for like, oh, I need to burn calories, or, oh, I need to exercise so I can earn eating, like earn the right to eat, which is just unhealthy. I never felt like I had enough time to go on a long walk, or that walking was never enough exercise to be worth it. I needed to be doing something more strenuous. But then during COVID, I had a lot of time and I went on really long walks. And I think that was a good first step into exercising for pleasure and for my mind, and not just exercising for burning enough calories. So that was a very helpful thing. And I think in tandem with like going on bike rides more, that's why I feel very connected to bicycles, because I felt like that was also a helpful step in, transitioning from exercising for the wrong reasons to exercising for the right reasons, just to like do enough to make my brain feel good. And then learning, okay, I don't like exercising on an empty stomach, but I want to be exercising because I know it makes my brain feel good. So teaching myself that it's okay to eat before you exercise so that you have enough energy to go do the exercise.
Yeah.
I think that was a helpful lesson, even though I wasn't realizing I was learning it.
Mm-hmm. Just
But
naturally
that,
happened.
exactly. Yeah.
May I ask a question? I was going to ask you earlier because you said, the transition from into middle school and your sister left and you found yourself in this space and you said that your family kind of recognized it. Is there something that you wanted someone to say something? Was there something you wanted to be recognized, or did you just want to be left alone, or what
Hmm.
what was going on? What what would have been an influence or something that would have struck a note for you to like, hey, yeah, I have an issue and I'm ready to
Yeah.
share. I don't know. I don't know if there is a thing.
I mean, I think it would be different for everyone, but I think for me, as much as I very much isolated myself from my parents, I would say. And it was very nice that I was able to be on the phone with my sister from
Hmm.
afar. And I think just the fact that, like, even though I was maybe pushing people away or having very intense emotions that would, like, I just needed to be alone. Sometimes I did just need to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And sometimes I just needed someone to acknowledge that, like, my thought pattern was unhealthy and, like, let me say that. Like, I was recognizing that it was unhealthy and saying it out loud, but still being like, but I don't know what to do about this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just having someone bear witness to it is helpful. It was for me, like being
Hmm.
able to call my sister and talk about it, and cry about it, and just having someone there to witness it. And then, once I'm getting to the point where I'm saying, this isn't healthy and I don't know what to do about it, or this isn't healthy and, like, I tried this, but it didn't work and I hate it. Having someone there to reinforce, like, yes, it's unhealthy and, like, good on you for trying. Like, this doesn't mean that like, there's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Just having someone to give positive reinforcement. I wasn't always in the headspace to be accepting any advice being pushed
Yeah.
on me as much as, when you see someone struggling, you want to. I'm very bad about this. When someone is telling me something's going wrong in their life, I'm jumping to, like, what's the solution?
Let's
Yeah.
fix it.
And sometimes
Erin,
Sometimes
that's
there's no
I
not the
quick
think you have.
fix.
I know there's more that. Well, maybe there's more that you want to share of the journey. I just want to say what you just said, start to finish, so beautifully said, and so thoughtful in your approach of how you shared your journey, and then following up on Gibby's question, expanding it to any problem that anybody has, especially one that impacts your body and mind at the same time. I feel like so many of us who see somebody going through something, it breaks our heart and we want to just take that problem away from them and fix it for them, and that's not our role always, unless somebody, like you said, is extending out an invitation for that type of support. Having somebody there to specifically see you consistently, like, I see what's going on, I'm here for you, I'm here for you as a person who loves you, and that's unconditional. That is what, in general, we could and should all be doing with everybody around us, no matter what we know that they're going through or not, because
Mhm.
that's what helps everybody push forward with the challenges that we are all individually facing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Erin, you went to college, and was this like a process that you had to keep working on, or that you kind of just moved out of and then forgot about those habits or ways of thinking? Like, how did that move on?
That's a great question. I think it was definitely a continual process. I think having that very dramatic break in like not going to school for several months, or doing online school, but much less intense
Yeah.
for several months. Also, just having this collective, like everyone was going through a very bad time, or it's just something very extreme.
Yes.
And I think having a collective feeling that, wow, there's a lot of things that are going wrong, and there's a lot of things that people are doing to try and make it better, even though we're all isolated. I think in some way that was also helpful in just connecting with people through the internet, and finding creative ways to keep our bodies healthy and our minds healthy and connect with people, because at the end of the day, that's all we really like. We really need to connect with people, and not be isolated. We weren't built for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the point of our podcast. You said that so well. To go back to the question, I love that your disclaimer at the beginning of like, it's not that I'm grateful for this challenge, but to come onto our podcast and share your story in the hopes of connecting somehow with other people who have similar stories. I think that takes a ton of courage and strength, and we see you and we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was very, very kind of you to do that.
Whose birds are that? Are those your birds, Gibby? You guys hear birds?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are my birds. I'm sorry. It's nice though.
It's peaceful.
It's a nice little addition.
I have my birds that I have are magpies. They're big. There's like dozen or more of them. I put out food for them, and so they're probably out there. I haven't given them anything today. I don't.
Oh,
really
so maybe they're calling for you.
Yep. Beautiful
Where's that guy
song
with
though.
the food? I know. It doesn't sound angry, but anyway. Erin, can you tell us something that you learned from another person who had a completely different background than you?
Sure. So I recently had a conversation with my roommate, and I thought this would have been a nice thing to bring up. We're not totally dissimilar, but we definitely had different upbringings. I had a very supportive upbringing, and my roommate went through a lot more challenges than I did, I would say. I know we just talked about one of the major challenges I went through,
Sure.
but she went through a lot more than that, which really speaks, it's a testament to where she is today, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a conversation with her about, there's so many terrible things happening in the world right now, and I've had so many privileges in my life, and I often will get bogged down with guilt about, I am able to afford an apartment. I'm like, my parents like put me through school. My grandparents helped me buy my first car. Like there's so many
So sort of like a survivor's guilt almost.
Yeah. Like there's so many privileges that I have that if other people had the same supports, we would have so many fewer issues in the world. And it's certainly not as stressful as actually having to go through the struggles that other people are going through. But it's a stress that like you're seeing this dissonance between what I have and what other people have. And you know that if they just had the same support you had, then things would be better. And it sucks. Sometimes I'm bogged down with guilt about all of these things and just the situation that we are in my community, in our state, in our world. And I thought she had a really interesting and helpful perspective that it's important to view the things that you have as signs that the people around you love you. Like any guardian or parent wants to do the best they can for their child. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's less than other parents, but whatever they can do, they're doing it because they love you. And so just because my parents were able to do more, or just because my grandparents were able to do more, isn't inherently a bad thing. They want to do more because they love me and they can. And for other parents and other guardians that can't do as much, they will still do what they can because they love their kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the nice things that I have are because people love me, and they're signs that someone cared enough to make sure I was doing okay. And I think a lot of people wish they could do more because they
Yeah.
love their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was helpful to have that different perspective, not so much focusing on the fact that, oh, it's so terrible that I have these things and other people don't, and more so the perspective of, I have these things because people love me, and everyone else should also have the ability to give these things to others. We all want to be able to pass our resources, pass our love on to other people, and we should make sure we're all working to make sure that everyone can do that.
Yeah, that is so well said.
Very well said.
You're saying essentially that things are more nuanced than sometimes we give it credit for, and that there can be good things happening and hard things happening at the same time, and life is messy and complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, getting bogged down in guilt doesn't help other people have a better situation. If you're in a bad headspace, you're not going to help anyone else. Or you might be motivated to help someone because you feel guilty, but then how long is that going to last? As opposed to, if you want to help your community thrive because you want everyone to thrive like you have been able to thrive, that's a much more stable source of motivation.
You're saying bring people up instead of bringing yourself down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You do have to take care of yourself. There's something that I always say in parenting, which is that taking care of yourself is taking care of your family. And on a grander community picture, it's the same thing.
Erin, you obviously have an extremely kind soul.
Thank you.
And, but also, to have gratitude and thankfulness of what you got to experience, and understanding that others get less. It's super nice to hear your perspective and your kind soul.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird and complex world out there that we've created.
So, Erin, can you tell us one last thing? In 15 years from now, what will we remember positive from this day?
I have been able to find a really beautiful community in the place that I've settled, and I think that's what will really stand out to me. I've been really lucky, first of all, to have met Devin and to have been welcomed into his family. So thank you guys. And just having his support and his love and kindness, and his family's love and kindness has been really nice. It's like having a second family up here in the Southern Tier. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for my college friends. Some of them have stuck around. One of them has just moved to New Hampshire for a new job, which we're very glad for him, but we will miss him.
Congratulations, though.
New beginnings.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
But it's been really
you can always come back.
Exactly. You can come back. You might not, but but yeah, we all live on the same street right now, or right in the same area, so we can all walk to each other. There's a lovely local coffee shop that I will shout out, that coffee place that is lovely, and they're owned by lovely people, and that's a meeting spot for us. And it's just very nice. There's also like a local barcade that has lovely people in it, and that's also a place we love to go. I'll also say my local tenants union is really cool. There's a lot of cool people in it that are, we just want people to understand their rights and feel supported, because there's a lot of shady landlords out here. And it's really cool to see people come together and be able to advocate for themselves and support each other. And we have some city council people who have done great work, who started out as housing advocates, and where I'm very thankful for them and the work that they're doing. And it's just amazing the amount of stuff that's happening, amount of
A
work people are
lot of
doing.
good stuff is going on for you. I love
Yeah.
it. And you
in
can
the
hear the
community.
gratitude in your
That's
voice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy for you.
And I will also shout out the roller derby team that has
Totally.
recently welcomed me on as well. I'm
Cool.
learning that. So
Okay, what? We need to have you back on sometime just to
Padded
talk
up,
about that.
helmet, the whole bit.
oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
fun.
I didn't see that one coming. I
We
love the
literally
surprises.
talked about roller derby a couple of episodes ago, and
Yeah.
Gibby's like,
Really?
what? That's still
That's a
happening? And I was
thing.
like, that's really popular right now, Gibby.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We'll
Yeah,
have you back on.
more
We'll talk about
rules
that
though.
sometime.
I think there's
Really?
more regulations now.
Oh, dear. Well, probably for the best.
Yeah.
Hey, so roller skates, not roller blades, all right?
Yes, skates.
Yep. Skates. Wow.
Yeah. I love this answer. You have shared so many great messages today, so much about community and the people around you who you love and who love you, roommates, parents, sister, all those community people that you just mentioned, and the lovely proximity that you have to each other right now. Such a great time period. Telling us about your earlier journey and how that's brought you to where you are now. I want to highlight the strength and the courage that must have taken you every second of the way through. The zucchini couscous, was it couscous?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try that out. I'm going to make sure to add peanut butter and barbecue sauce. We'll see how it goes.
Wonderful.
You're so thoughtful and brilliant and have such a kind soul, like Gibby said earlier. And we could not be more grateful that you have spent time with us this morning on the front porch to talk about those things.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for having me on your front porch.
Thank you.
And we will chat soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Have a wonderful day, Erin. Thank you.
You too.
I am a little bit speechless. Erin, she so honest with some of her conversations.
I agree. When she was talking about her experience, something that was in my mind throughout her discussion was we humans often want our problems to be just gone or fixed quickly, but things do take time and that's not fun. But if you can remember that where you are right now is very different than potentially where you'll be at in a year or 2 years or 5 years, keep pushing forward and trust the process that you are able to get where you want to be. I love that she brought up bicycling as her quote coolest mode of transportation because of so many different factors and how that brought her freedom and how that taught her to be present or exercise in a way that just feels good on her body and gets her where she needs to be in a beautiful, slow way where you get to see the nature around you. Very cool concept, and I love that she brought that up.
Yeah. We really didn't talk too much more about the fostering of the grumpy old cat, but he was not. I forgot his name. Sebastian?
Ashton.
Ashton. he did not seem grumpy, but I thought that was very interesting. We've had several people that I've talked to that have fostered for pets and stuff. It's an awesome commitment to help somebody else.
Turns out he's not actually grumpy. He just has different needs than what that environment was doing for him. And look how much he is thriving and feeling so great in his current environment. And I also want to shout out his owner. Like Erin said, we hope that she's doing well.
Yeah. Yep. Really, Devin has 9 cats. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. You know what I really do want right now? Some peanut butter toast.
With a banana?
Yes.
I've never heard anybody say I'm a functional cook. So now I feel better about myself.
You feel seen?
Yes, I feel seen.
That is another episode of Porch Swing, people. Find us on Instagram and Facebook, and all of our episodes are published on Spotify and on YouTube.
Porch Swing People, out.
Porch Swing People is recorded and produced by Lex and Gibby. Opening music was written and produced by Michael Gibson. Porch Swing People is a podcast featuring everyday people. If interested in being a guest, email us at porchswingpeeps@gmail.com.